Afternoon and welcome to the news at noon. I am Ikimoye Inyamanga. Governor Dixon tasked newly sworn-in Commissioner for Power to transform the sector. State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure repositions for effective project monitoring, and Christians reflect on the significance of Palm Sunday. The Governor, Honorable Serika Dixon, who gave the charge at the swearing-in ceremony of 8 new commissioners, noted that government was doing everything within its reach to turn around electricity infrastructure and quality service delivery in the sector. Government House correspondent Deborah Tossi, who took a retrospective look at the ceremony, completes the report.
Apart from the general charge, Governor Dixon took Deborah Atasi and the TV News.
If feelers from the new Commissioner for Health is anything to go by, the State Ministry of Health will soon witness rapid transformation. Their indication was given by the newly sworn-in Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aibatonyi Owe, during a reception organized by his kinsmen in his honor. Correspondent Roland Elekele reports that the well-attended event had kinsmen from Akasa Kingdom, his colleagues from the health sector, and other well-wishers in attendance.
Lamenting on the state of the health sector in the state. Roland Elekele, NDTV News.
But the State Ministry for Works and Infrastructure has organized a 2-day workshop for management staff of the ministry on project monitoring tools development. The workshop, which held in Yanagwa in collaboration with the National Democratic Institute, is aimed at building skills and techniques for effective project monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. Correspondent Janet Bobai-Rena tells us more. So glad to have you back on the news. Christian faithfuls on Sunday join the rest of the world to observe Palm Sunday, usually marked on the Sunday before Easter. Mostly celebrated by Orthodox churches, some were observed in a procession along major streets in the Yanagwa metropolis. Correspondent Janet Bobai-Rena captures the mood as they danced, sang and waved palm fronds as a testimony of their Christian faith. Her report.
Janet Bobai-Rena.
Christians have been admonished to show appreciation to their pastors in line with the will of God. Bishop Jack Moses stated this at a Thanksgiving service organized by the Church of God Mission International, Aritalim Road, Yanagwa, in commemoration of their Pastors' Day celebrations. Correspondent Michael Olali completes.
Michael Olali, reporting for NDTV News.
And movie practitioners from Nigeria, South Africa and Ghana lead in the race for the prize at the 10th edition of the African Movie Academy Awards to be held in Bayelsa. Plus, Sony Music finally makes its way back to the Nigerian music industry. For details of these and more, let's join Tendi Brambaye for On Entertainment News.
Welcome to NDTV Entertainment News. Teddy Brambaifa reporting for NDTV Entertainment News.
Well, that's all we have for you this afternoon. But before we go, let's look at the highlights. The State Governor, Honorable Serika Dixon, has charged the newly sworn-in Commissioner for Power, Chief Partner Jim Obolo, to work out feasible strategies to implement the policies and programs of his ministry to boost electricity supply in the state. We also brought to you a report that the State Ministry for Works and Infrastructure, in collaboration with the National Democratic Institute, has organized a 2-day workshop for management staff of the ministry aimed at building skills and techniques for effective project monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. That's the news this afternoon. I remain Ikimoye Inyamanga. Thanks for watching, and we're glad to have you back on the news. The Christian faithfuls on Sunday joined the rest of the world to observe Palm Sunday, usually marked on the Sunday before Easter. Mostly celebrated by Orthodox churches, some were observed in a procession along major streets in Yanagwa metropolis. Correspondent Janet Bobai-Rena captures the mood as they danced and sang and waved palm fronds as a testimony of the Christian faith. Her report. Well, that's the size of the package this morning, but before we go, let's take a look at the major stories. The State Governor, Honorable Sarah Dixon, has charged the newly sworn-in Commissioner for Power, Chief Partner Jem Ogbolo, to work out feasible strategies to implement the policies and programs of his ministry to boost electricity supply in the state. We also brought to you a report that the State Ministry for Works and Infrastructure, in collaboration with the National Democratic Institute, has organized a two-day workshop for management staff of the ministry aimed at building skills and techniques for effective project monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. And finally, Christian faithfuls on Sunday joined the rest of the world to observe Palm Sunday, mostly celebrated by Orthodox churches, as some were observed in a procession along major streets in Yanagwa metropolis. That's the news this morning. I am Ikimoye Inyamanga. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more programs on NDTV. Bye for now. Good afternoon. It's the news at noon, and I am Ikimoye Inyamanga. Restoration government sets to improve government efforts at repositioning the Bielsa Oil Company Limited to deliver on its mandate to the government and people of the state. Governor Sarah Dixon has approved the appointment of Engineer Fubara Farr as the new managing director of the company. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Daniel Iworso-Markson, says Engineer Farr takes over from Mr. Jimmy Agbeye, who has been relieved of his appointment with immediate effect. According to the statement, Engineer Farr has over 35 years of working experience in the oil and gas industry, both within and outside the country. The state government says it is working assiduously to assuage the challenges faced in the energy sector with a view to ensure that adequate power supply is restored to some parts of the state within the shortest possible time. And Commissioner for Energy, Barrister Francis Ikio, gave this assurance while briefing the press on efforts made by the restoration government in keeping with its promise not to play politics with the development of the state. Now, correspondent Amatari Motum reports that Commissioner was flanked by the Special Advisor on Power, Olis Keme Nanabo, and other top officials in the ministry, including the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Daniel Iworso-Markson, who coordinated the briefing. Here's report now.
In Vancouver, Canada, Amatari Monzemo, reporting for NDTV News.
The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Komboye Benson, has charged church leaders not to relent in their support in the building of houses of worship to the glory of God. Right Honorable Benson stated this during a foundation laying ceremony for an enlarged auditorium as part of activities to mark the 11th anniversary of the Overcoming Lamb Assembly in Yanagwa. Well, still to come on the news, motorists in Yanagwa called for the expansion of Aritaling Road. Now, details of this and more will be coming to you. Just stay with us. Glad to have you back on the news. Road users in the Yanagwa metropolis are calling on the state government to expand the Aritaling Road in order to ease traffic on the major roads and create emergency access. The call is coming on the heels of the traffic buildup and road blockage occasioned by the indiscriminate parking of tricycles along the road. Correspondent Joyce Agawa now reports. Well, it is no longer news that Nembe can now be accessed through a sandfield road from Emakalakala in Ogbia local government area of the state. Now, what is, however, new is the trendy experience of taking an expeditor's journey to Nembe. Intellectual Modern School Akinfa 3 paid a visit to the state-owned Niger Delta television station at Barantoro. Now, while in the station, they were conducted around the various departments to get first-hand information about the workings of a television station. Correspondent Joyce Ogionwa completes that report.
The pupils who filed into the premises of the Niger Delta television were full of excitement and much expectation. Joyce Ogionwa, NDTV News.
Well, that's the news this afternoon, but before we go, let's take a look at the major stories. Commissioner for Energy, Barrister Francis Ikio, says the state government is working assiduously to assuage the challenges faced in some parts of the state within the shortest possible time. We also brought to you a report that Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Komboye Benson, not to relent in their support in the building of houses of worship to the glory of God. And finally, in view of the traffic buildup and road blockage occasioned by indiscriminate parking along the Aritaling Road, motorists are calling for an expansion to ease the traffic. That's the news this afternoon. I remain Ikimoye in Yamanga. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more programs on NDTV. Bye for now.